Hi everyone, my name is Gilberto and welcome to my channel, Bassist Gilberto. Today, among the couple of lessons that have been overcoming every week after week, today I've come up with another lesson that I think is going to be very important to help your bass playing move you to the next level. So if this is your first time to be on this channel, make sure you can like, subscribe, and you just have fun with this channel. So the lesson today is about types of triads. Now, number one thing you need to know is that a triad is a 3-note chord. When I mean 3, I mean 1, 2, 3. Any chord, whatever type of chord, as long as it has only 3 notes, that is a triad. And it's played using, and other theories they say, with stacking thirds over the intervals, which I'll not go into that today. So today I'm more interested to discuss you the major triads. And number one of the major triads is the major triad itself. I think in the beginning I talked of types of triads, not type of major triads. There's no types of major triads. I'm meaning types of triads. Number one is major triads. Number two is minor triads. Number three is diminished triads. And number four is augmented triads. And you're done. I think we're done with this lesson. So someone is saying, why do you come just to mention things to us? Okay, let's go into the practicals. So let's look into number one, the major triad. How is it formed? Its formation is root, third, and fifth. That's all. So let's assume we are in the simplest key that everyone will think of. But this time I'm changing the language. Every time we teach lessons, we illustrate songs in the key of C, C, C. Today I'm illustrating in the key of G. So let's look at G. You must know your G major scale. That is the G major scale. So out of the G major scale, to get a G major triad, you get G itself, which is the root, and B, which is the third, and then D, which is the fifth, and then maybe you can end with the higher octave unison, the higher G. So the G triads become that's the G major triads. Very beautiful. You can hum over it. Yeah, so that's the G major triads. So let's look at number two type of triad, which we talked of, minor triads. So minor triads, the formation is root, flat 3, and fifth, then the octave of the root. So for example, in the key of G, let's first look at the G minor triad. So G is the root, you have already learned it. G is here. So the flat of G, flat 3 of G, is going to be B flat, which is here in the 6th fret. So this is B, 7th fret, and this is B flat. So it is G, B flat, then D, then back to G. I repeat, G, B flat, D, and then G. If I play it for you, that's a minor triad. G, B flat, D, G, D, B flat, G. That's it. You've learned it. And that's all with the minor triad. Very interesting for learning. And we're going to see also how to use that. So let's look at triad number 3, which is the diminished triads. The diminished triad is almost like a minor triad, but it has a flat 5 at the same time, flat 3 and flat 5. So let's think of the key of G. it will be G root, B flat. Now instead of playing D, this time play D flat. Then play back to G. So G, B flat, D flat, then G, D flat, B flat, G. Yeah, this is a G diminished triad. It sounds really cool. If you're not familiar, if your ears are not familiar with it, you'll feel like it's off. Something like that. All right, the last kind of triad we are looking here is the augmented. One of the triad I love most is the augmented triad. Though there's a problem with this triad, there's stretch. But you have to stretch slowly so you don't overstretch because you can get problems. So, augmented means what? That's number one. Augmented means a root, fifth, third, fifth. Instead of playing that fifth, play it as a sharp 5. So it is root, third, sharp 5, and then higher octave of root. So for example, in the key of G, G augmented triad is almost the same as a G triad, but the difference is that the G augmented triad has a sharp 5. So major triad has a normal 5, no sharp, no flat. So this is how it goes. So it becomes G, B. So instead of playing 5 is here D, play D flat, then back to G. I repeat for you. Da, 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 da. G, B, D sharp, sharp 5. Then G, D sharp, B, G. And there we're done with 4 triads to know. In the entire world, there are 4 triads everyone is supposed to know. Every bassist, every pianist, every guitarist, every drummer must know. Now, I will just make overview of it. Major triad simply means root, third, and fifth. And that is G, B, and D, and then G. In any key, you play the same. In C, in any key A, that's all. Minor triad simply means root, flat 3, 5, and then the octave of root, which is G, for example, B flat, D, and then G. In any key, if it is C. And this is what makes me happy about all the guitars. Once you know one shape, you just fly like you're in the plane moving to country, which is a different story for the piano players and other instruments. So, for diminished, root, flat 3, flat 5, then higher octave. If I'm in C, C, E flat, G flat to C. Some people play like this. I always do like this. I want to keep my fingers together. Remember, I told you fingering is not very, very important. The way we only need the right sound. Augmented will mean root, 3, sharp 5, to octave. If I'm in the key of A, so one thing I'll remind you about augmented, don't play it like this. No, you'll get hurt. Just play. Shift slowly. Just be free. Be a freelancer. Be flexible. So that's all about patterns. Now, you find what's the importance of these patterns. Most of the times, I want to give you one exercise that you can do to practice the patterns. You just do the same exercise, but changing the key. Like, for example, moving from G up to, let's say, G up to B flat. So this is how the exercise goes. So I play G major, triad, G minor, triad, diminished, triad, augmented. This is how it is, G major, triad. G minor now. G diminished. G augmented. Now next key I'm not going to talk. G sharp. So you can have that kind of exercise. So you practice like from G up to this G. Have fun. So where do you apply that? When you're playing songs, and this will come up in another lesson which you'll find next week, and that lesson is about how to create grooves on a bass. So I'm going to bring that lesson to you basing on you must have learned triads. So that's how where we shall look at the application of this. But for finger exercise, it's very, very important. And most of the songs we play triads, that's all. So thank you for watching, and if this lesson has been nice to you, please let me know in the in the comment section. Let me know how you have understood the lesson or any concern.